Hi, and welcome back to the My Math by McGraw-Hill homework tutorial. I'm Mr. Galvez, and in this video, we'll be looking into Chapter 12, Geometry, Lesson 8, Hands-on Modeling to Understand Volume at a Deeper Level. We're looking at page 949 and 950. Now, to begin this lesson, I do want to go over a few terms with you. And we'll begin with the word volume. Volume is basically the space that you can measure that's inside a three-dimensional figure. For example, inside of a box, a shipping box, inside of a shoe box, inside, even inside a basketball, there's space. And that space that's inside can be measured. For today's lesson, we'll be measuring solid figures that are more in the shape of rectangular prisms, or cubes really. And we can measure volume. We calculate volume by measuring the length of the 3D figure, its width and its height. So we're looking at length and width and height. And we're going to calculate volume by multiplying how long the figure is, how wide or how deep the figure goes into space and back into space, and also how high the figure goes. And when we measure volume, we usually look at it in terms of cubic units. So a volume can be measured as 30 cubes that are measured in centimeters, or we can measure in inches, or meters, or yards. Whatever measurement you're using, we're going to put a small 3 above the measurement. 3 to signify that we took 3 measurements: length and width and height. So here we read this as volume is 30 cubic centimeters. We don't typically read it as volume equals 30 centimeters cubed. You can, but a standard form of saying this is 30 cubic centimeters. Okay, in the book, we're looking at cubic units. The book uses centimeters. I was able to make 2 models using a net from a prior lesson, lesson 6. I made this net of Bill's shoes. I wound up cutting it out, and we turned this into a rectangular prism. I used this same idea to create these 2 cubes. These are cubes because each length, width, and height is the same measurement. On this little guy, I measured 1 inch. I'm a trusty ruler over here. I measured 1 inch long length, 1 inch wide, and 1 inch high. The larger figure here, I measured this guy 2 inches long, 2 inches going back, and 2 inches going up. So if you can think of this as 1 cubic unit, this is 1 cube. Here we're looking at more cubes. If you see this in terms of space, the space inside this big guy can be thought of as 8 of these little guys. Okay. Here's the top layer. The top layer looks like it has 4. Top layer has 4. And right below it is another layer of 4 cubes. 4 on top, 4 on bottom, 8 cubes. You can also look at it as 4 cubes in the front. And right behind it are 4 more cubes. So 4 plus 4, there's your 8. This measures 8 cubic units. 1 cubic unit. I'll place this one right on top for a later lesson when we're combining different figures. Okay, now to go along with the book is showing us, or trying to show us, we're going to be looking at four different prisms. Okay, on one prism, they want us to draw it one 1 centimeter in length, 2 centimeters in width going back, and 1 centimeter in height going up. So let me try to draw this one long, two wide, one high. Okay, 1 by 2 by 1. So this is going to be 1, 2 going back, and 1 going up. Okay, this is going to be volume equals 1 by 2 by 1. So here's 1. This, I'm going to make this going back longer, maybe like twice. 1 by 2, and 1 going up. Okay, since this is 2 going back, and this is 1 going up, 1 by 2 by 1. You can sort of see that we have two cubes here put together. Okay, so this is the volume of, well, if you look at the formula for volume, length times width times height, 1 times 2 is 2, times 1 is 2. 2. And since these are cubes, we can put 2 cubic units for A. For B, we're going to model the 2 by 2 by 1. 2 long, 2 wide, 1 high, 1 going up. 2 by 2 by 1. So for Prism B, we're doing volume equals 2 by 2 by 1. So here I want to draw 2 cubes, and then I'm going to go back 2 cubes, and then up 1. I'll turn this into a drawing of a model of it. This is going to go back, this is going to go across. This is 2 cubes long, 2 cubes wide, and 1 cube going up. So here I'm going to draw my connecting lines. And this also connects over here. It continues that way. So now, compared to A, it looks like we have 2 of A to make B. So it's like twice the amount. The volume should be twice the amount. So now if we're looking at volume over here, 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 1 is 4. So this is 4 cubic units. Okay, for B. For C, let's look at what they're asking us to model for C. For C, that we're going to go with 3 by 2 by 2. Length is 3, width is 2 centimeters, and height is 2 centimeters. 3 by 2 by 2. So now we're moving on to a volume of 3 by 2 by 2. Okay, so length is 3. Length is 3. The width is 2. 2 going up, 2 going back. And the height is 2. Okay, so length is 3, width is 2, and the height is 2. The height is 2. So get this modeled out. Here's 3. 1, 2, 3. 2 going back. 1, 2. And 2 going up. For going up, it's this one. 1, 2, 2 going up. And I do want to continue these lines over here to show our model. And this line over here going back to show our model. And now we're looking at 2 layers. On the top layer, we have 1, 2, 2, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 on top, and we should have 6 on bottom. 6 on top, 6 on bottom. That should be 12. You can also look at it as this in this form. On this wall, on this side over here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 cubes building this layer. 4 cubes in the middle. 4 cubes in the far left. 4, 4, 4. 4, 8, 12. Now, when we multiply this out, volume equals 3 times 2. That's 6. 6 times 2. That's 12. So this is going to measure 12, since they're all centimeters cube. Okay? And we got one more to go. Let's check out Prism D. Prism D is asking us to model a figure that is 4 centimeters long, 2 centimeters wide, and 2 centimeters tall. 2 layers tall. 4 by 2 by 2. Prism D, 4 by 2 by 2. Let's check this out as a model. Volume equals 4 by 2 by 2. Okay. So here, I'm going to go, length is going to be 4. It was 3 in the previous one. Here we're going to go back 2. Go back 2. And height up 2. Okay. I'm kind of visualizing all of this over here. So this is going a length of 4. Only 4 spaces here. This is going back 2. And height will also be 2. Trying to figure in my angles. For what the cubes might look like, I can draw this. A length of 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Not the straightest, but I hope you get the idea. Going back is 2. Here we have one big one. Split this in half. Now we're going back 2. 1, 2. Up is going to be 2. 1, 2. Okay, so we have 2 layers. One at the bottom, one at the top. Now here I'm going to finish up these connecting lines over here. We got this line going back. So in this figure, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're looking at 8 layers on top, and we should have 8 layers on the bottom also. 8 plus 8 is 16. You can also look at it as walls. This wall over here is 1, 2, 3, 4. It has 4 cubes. 4 cubes here, 4 cubes in this layer, 4 cubes in this layer, and 4 cubes in that layer over there. There's cubes in the back you can't really see, but they're there. So it's 4, 8, 12, 16. 4, 8, 12, 16. Or like I mentioned earlier, 8 layers on top, 8 layers on the bottom, 16. So on this one, we're going to have a volume of 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. This has a volume of 16 cubic centimeters. Okay. This should give you the gist of chapter 12 lesson 8. Take a good look at it. Understand that volume is just the space, amount of space that is inside a solid figure, whether it's a cube or a basketball or a 30-foot tall, a 30 floor level skyscraper. Okay, I hope you enjoy the lesson. Tune in for lesson 9 in a later video. Thank you for tuning in. This is Mr. Galvez. So long.